Of course, April 9th, all those tariffs were paused for 90 days, and then the market started a pretty dramatic recovery. So the key point in sort of this conversation about recapping the headlines for the year is that there was a lot going on. There was a lot of uncertainty. And had you made investment decisions based on that current headline, chances are they would not have played out in your favor because those headlines passed. Now, obviously, other things that were happening during that time frame on the, kind of the non-financial, non-economic side. Pope Francis passed away in April. Pop star Katy Perry, if you recall, went to space. So good for her, I guess. That's when consumer space travel became more of a thing. In May, Pope Leo was elected, first North American Pope, first U.S. Pope. And then along the lines in May, there was still some continuing impact in terms of sort of this tariff conversation. That gets us into June, and we're only halfway through the year, folks. So stay tuned with us through the break as we kind of continue this walk down memory lane of the year that was in 2025 here on Dollars and Cents with Joel Garris of Nelson Financial Planning. Since this is the last episode of the year for Dollars and Cents, as we like to do each and every year on the last episode of the year, is we kind of like to walk with you down memory lane and hit some of the headlines that happened during the course of the year, in particular relating them back to how they impacted your money. But also the undercurrent, of course, is that as we go through this discussion, it's important to remember the investing fundamentals. Things like diversification, things like consistency, those won't change and have not changed since we started helping people with their money back in 1984. The reality is that a lot of those fundamental investing concepts stay true throughout the course of any year, but in particular, a year like 2025, where there was a lot of headlines. In the first segment of the program, we were just recapping the first half of the year. What did we have? We had a presidential inauguration. We had a bunch of tariff stuff. We had a lot of uncertainty in the markets, a 15% decline in the overall markets during the course of sort of February to the beginning part of April, and then a big sort of change in sentiment in April when all of that tariff conversation was suspended. Fast forward to June. And if you remember June, that's when we were dropping bombs on Iran.